Welcome to the show. I'm Kathleen, founder of Meredith Marketing, together with my husband Eric. So, if you're a real estate agent who has ever felt like your marketing is working on paper but doing absolutely nothing for your business, this episode is made for you. Today, we're talking about the real estate marketing in 2026. I'm not going to talk about the trends or the hacks. You can go there. You can do the chat GPT, so you don't need me. So, not a platform of the month. You can even research that. So, right now we're talking about why the whole approach most agents are taking is fundamentally broken and what's actually missing. We're going to talk about that. Picture this. You're on Instagram. You're on TikTok. You've got Facebook going, you even have your LinkedIn, because someone, a coach or a colleague, conference speaker told you that you need to be everywhere in 2026 if you want to stay relevant. So you're everywhere. You're posting consistently, you've got the reels, the captions, the trending audio, the views are coming in, you look busy. You are busy. But something feels completely off. Okay, you hit the post, and instead of feeling proud, you just feel relief. Just relief that it's done. You watch the views tick up and you feel disconnected from it. Like the person in that content isn't really you. The caption don't sound like you. The energy doesn't feel like you. You're performing a version of yourself that you don't actually recognize. And then you look at another agent in your market, maybe they went to the same training you did. Maybe they started around the same time and somehow they're growing. Their content feels like them. Their brand is clear. Business is coming. And when you're sitting there, you're thinking, what are they doing that I'm not? What am I missing? So, you try copy their strategy, their format, their posting schedule, maybe even their tone, and it still doesn't work. The leads aren't coming. Your phone isn't ringing. You've got a feed full of content and zero branding authority. Nobody looking at your profile. You know why? Because they could not tell what you stand for. They don't know who you serve and why they should call you and not someone else. You don't know what to post next. You don't have a direction. You're not working toward anything. You're just staying busy because staying busy feels like you're doing something. And the most exhausting part, you keep telling yourself, everyone feels this way. This is just what it takes. I just need to be more consistent. What if that's not true? The problem was never your consistency. It was never your effort. Here's what I want you to hear clearly. The reason your marketing isn't working has nothing to do with how hard you're working. It has nothing to do with how often you post. It has nothing to do with which platform you're on. Simply this. The reason it isn't working is that the strategy you're using was never designed for you. Again, I'm going to say this. It isn't working because the strategy you're using was never designed for you. Think about what actually happened. You watched someone else succeed. That person has a different personality, a different communication style, a different way of naturally showing up in the world. Their strategy worked because it was aligned to who they are. Their content feels authentic because it is authentic for them. When you copied it, you didn't copy the results. You copied their performance. And your audience can feel the difference even if they can't articulate it. Actually, this is what I called the comparison trap. And it is actually destroying more real estate careers than any market shift, any algorithm change, or any slow season ever could. Because when you build your marketing around someone else's personality, you can never win. You'll always be a slightly worse version of them. And your ideal clients, the ones who would actually love working with you, they never get to see who you really are. Marketing doesn't fail because agents are lazy or inconsistent. Marketing fails because agents are using strategies that are fundamentally misaligned with their natural strength, and nobody told them that's why. What if marketing started with who you are? So, what's the alternative? After 7 years of working directly with real estate agents, watching what works, watching what doesn't, and honestly living this myself through my husband Eric's business, I kept seeing the same pattern. The agents who thrived weren't necessarily the loudest, or the most polished, or the ones with the biggest budget. They were the ones whose marketing felt like an extension. Okay, that's the keyword. Their marketing felt like an extension of who they actually are. Their content sounds like them, their brand looked like them, their strategy fit how they naturally communicate and connect. And the agents who burned out, who quit, who keep restarting, they were almost always operating against their natural style. For instance, introvert agents forcing themselves onto video, or systematic thinkers trying to be spontaneous and entertaining, or relationship builders being told to choose or to chase cold leads. That pattern is what led me to develop the Agent Marketing DNA framework. The premise is simple. Every agent has a natural marketing DNA, a personality type that, when your strategy is aligned to it, makes marketing feel almost effortless. And when it's misaligned, makes marketing feel like a performance you can never quite pull off. So there are 4 types of DNA, agent DNA, that I created. Actually discovered instead. There are creative introvert agents, creative extrovert agents, analytical introvert agents, and analytical extrovert. Each one has a natural platform, a natural content style, a natural way of building trust and attracting clients. And here's the thing, none of them is better than the others. There is no superior type. There's only aligned and misaligned. The agents you've been comparing yourself to, they're not more talented than you. They're not working harder than you. They're just operating in alignment with their type, and you've been operating in alignment with theirs. What changes when you know your type? When an agent discovers their DNA type, something shifts almost immediately. I saw it in my own eyes. They stop asking, what should I post today? And start asking, what feels natural for me to create? Yes. They even stop watching what others agents are doing and start building something that distinctively theirs. They stop measuring themselves against people with completely different personalities and start competing on their own terms. The content starts to feel real, and the strategy starts to have direction, and the business slowly, then all at once, starts to reflect who they actually are. Guys, this is not a coincidence. That's what we call marketing alignment. And in 2026, with AI-powered tools that you can now build around your specific type, we actually build that. So the advantage of knowing your DNA has never been more significant, because now it's not about how you show up. It's about how your entire business system, that includes your CRM, your content engine, your branding materials, lead nurturing system, your follow-up, and can it all be designed around the way you naturally operate. But it all starts with one thing: knowing your agent DNA type. So here's what I want to leave you today. If anything in this episode resonated, if you've heard yourself in that opening scenario, if you've been grinding through marketing that feels hollow and wondering what's missing, I want you to do one thing. Take the agent DNA assessment. It takes about 8 to 10 minutes. It builds specifically for real estate agents, and at the end of it, You'll know your type, and you'll start to see your marketing, your content, and your business in a completely different way. There is actually an instant report. We do it for you. So click the link below, and that's it. That's the next step. You don't need another strategy, okay? You don't need another strategy. You don't need another course. You need to know who you are first, and then build around everything around that. That's it. So I'm Kathleen. This is the Meredith Marketing Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.